Saw you checking the distance in your eyes. I recognize the rhythm of the hidden goodbyes. You were leaning toward the exit, waiting for the light, calculating how to make your break into the night. I could feel the shift, I could feel the coming chill, the way you started standing perfectly still. The air was getting thin, the room was getting small. I saw the shadow of your suitcase in the hall. You were holding the match, waiting for the spark to leave me standing alone in the middle of the dark. I left before you could, I beat you to the line. I took back the ending, and I made it mine. I didn't want to be the one standing on the shore, watching your ship head for the door. I turned the key first, I stepped out the frame. I left before you could, and I'm the only one to blame. Yeah, it's a hollow kind of victory, a bitter kind of race, to be the first to vanish from this lonely place. I saw the shock on your face when I reached for my keys, bringing the earth down to its bended knees. You had the plan, you had the speech prepared, but I'm the one who's gone while you're just sitting there. Call it self-defense, call it a survival pride. I couldn't let you be the one to choose the other side. I'd rather be the heartless one who walked away too fast than be the broken witness to a love that didn't last. I pulled the trigger before you could aim. I left before you could, I beat you to the line. I took back the ending, yeah, and I made it mine. I didn't want to be the one standing on the shore, watching your ship head for the door. I turned the key first, I stepped out the frame. I left before you could, and I'm the only one to blame. Crossing the door, first to the street, finding the victory in the defeat. I'm gone, I'm gone. You were too slow, yeah. I had 1,000 words lined up like soldiers in my head, a million different versions of the things I should have said. I was gonna scream about the coldness and the pride, and lay out all the wreckage that I'm keeping deep inside. But I looked at you across the space and felt the heavy toll of trying to explain the architecture of my soul to someone who has never really learned how to hear the frequency of sorrow or the resonance of fear. So I let the sentence crumble, I let the rhythm die. I didn't even offer up a complicated why. I just sat there in the shadows while the air began to thin, and opened up the window to let the coldness in. I let the silence win, I let it take the floor. I didn't see the point in fighting for us anymore. The noise was getting heavy, and the truth was getting loud. So I vanished like a whisper in the middle of a crowd. No more explanations. different kind of power when you stop the back and forth. When you realize the argument has lost its only worth. I watch you wait for impact, wait for me to strike. But I'm not playing games with what we like and what we like. I'm folding up the map and I'm putting out the fire. Walking past the ghost of every desperate desire. There's a peace in the surrender, a grace in the retreat. While I'm listening to the rhythm of the quiet on the street. Speech is for the living, words are for the bold. But we are just a story that's already been told. Why waste a breath on a heart that's already turned to stone? I'd rather be a secret that I keep here on my own. The quiet is my kingdom now. I let the silence win. I let it take the floor. I didn't see the point in fighting for us anymore. The noise was getting heavy and the truth was getting loud. So I vanished like a whisper in the middle of a crowd. No more explanations, no more paper thin. I'm quiet for the first time. I let the silence win. Nothing left to say, nothing left to prove. Making the final silent move. Hush now, let it be. Silence finally set me free. Silence. The credits rolled across the screen a long time ago. The theater is empty and the lights are low. The actors left the stage and the curtains are drawn. But I'm still sitting here waiting for the dawn. The story reached the period, the ink is bone dry. But I'm still looking for the how and the why. Everyone is sleeping in their separate beds, while I'm still replaying the words that you said. The calendar is turning but the clock is stuck still, against the steady pressure of my own broken will. I know the fire's out and the winter is here, but I'm still breathing in the salt and the fear. I loved you past the ending, past the final frame. I'm still whispering the syllables inside of your name. The world says it's over, the world says it's done, but I'm still reaching for a long hidden sun. Beyond the goodbye and the closing of the door, I'm loving you more than I did once before. Yeah, I loved you past the end. I see you in the market with a smile that's new, living out a life that doesn't have a clue that I am still a witness to the things that we were. A silent, lonely keeper of the blur and the stir. It's a haunting with our spirits, a debt with no pay, just a heavy kind of devotion that won't go away. I'm the only one left in the wreckage and dust. It's a lonely kind of loyalty, a hollow kind of grace, to see the ghost of us in every single place. I walk through the exit and I've hit the street, but my heart is still back there, bitter and sweet. I'm miles away, but I'm standing right there, caught in the middle of a permanent against my will, past the ending, past the light. Good night. Past the ending, past the light. The walls have started talking in a tongue I understand. I'm tracing every shadow with a cold and steady hand. I used to fear the quiet, used to turn the music high, to drown out all the questions and the ghost of any lie. But now the air is settled and the static's finally gone. Sitting in the brain before the coming of the dawn. It didn't happen all at once, it happened bit by bit. Every bridge I didn't cross, every fire I never lit, until the noise just drifted out like smoke into the sky. And I stopped looking for a truth inside a hollow eye. Now silence learned my name, it's calling out to me, like a whisper in the dark, like a soft inside the sea. It doesn't ask for reasons, it doesn't need a place. It's the only thing that's honest at the ending of the day. Yeah, the world went quiet, and I'm finally the same, since silence learned my name. I don't miss the shouting or the way we used to fight, trying to find a flicker in a room without a light. There's a comfort in the nothing, in the empty open space. Well, I don't have to hide the lines across my tired face. I've memorized the river of the breathing in the hole, and the way the moonlight shadows start to climb against the wall. It's not a lonely feeling, it's a heavy kind of peace. The moment that the struggle finally finds its own release, I traded all the echoes for the stillness of the poem. Realize I'm better when I'm standing here alone. Now silence learned my name, it's calling out to me, like a whisper in the dark, like a sound inside the sea. It doesn't ask for reasons, it doesn't need a face. The only thing that's honest at the ending of the day. Yeah, the world went quiet, and I'm finally the same, since silence learned my name. more stories left to tell. Silence, you know me. You're looking for a person who isn't in the room, trying to find a flower that forgot how to bloom. You remember the girl with the heart on her sleeve, the one who was desperate for you not to leave. But I took that heart and I locked it away in a vault that the sun hasn't touched in a day. You're reaching for a hand that has already turned cold, looking for a story that has already been told. But the ink has been spilled and the paper is torn, and a different kind of spirit has finally been born. The version of me you lost is never coming back. She's a shadow in the distance, she's a line in the black. She was soft, she was gentle, she was easy to break, but she drowned in the middle of the mess that you made. Now I'm standing here sad, I'm standing here tall, but the version you love isn't here at all. At all. I burned all the dresses you said that you liked. I'm taking the path that you never would hide. The silence I keep is a wall you can't climb, a debt that you'll never pay back in your time. You're calling a name that I don't recognize, with a hollowed out look in your wandering eyes. She would have forgiven, she would have stayed, she would have been grateful for the games that you played. But she's buried beneath all the things that you said, and I'm the one living while the memory is dead. I'm a stranger to you, and I'm a stranger to her. The version of me you lost is never coming back. She's a shadow in the distance, she's a line in the black. She was soft, she was gentle, she was easy to break, but she drowned in the middle of the mess that you made. Now I'm standing here sad, I'm standing here tall, but the version you love isn't here at all. You won't find her in these tears, she's gone, and I'm all that's left. I'm staring at the blue light in the palm of my hand, watching the three dots like falling grains of sand. You started a sentence and then you let it fade into the heavy silence of the choices we made. I tapped out a paragraph and deleted the line, trying to find a way to say that I was doing fine. But the screen went dark and the static grew loud, like trying to find a signal in a thundercloud. There was no shouting, no breaking of the glass, just the quiet minutes as we let the hours pass. A digital desert, a hollowed out space where I can't find the rhythm or the look on your face. We died between messages, right in the gap, lost in the middle of a digital trap. No final goodbye and no see you around, just the weight of the phone and a heart on the ground. The signal is dead and the screen is a blur. We died in the silence of the way that we were. it's just hey, and how have you been? The cold, hollow feeling of a paper-thin skin. We're strangers in bubbles, where names on a list. The ghost, the shadow of a feeling that no longer exists. I'm holding the charge, but the connection is gone. One click from the end, one swipe from the door. I don't even know what we're waiting here for. Is it pride, is it fear, is it just the routine of the distance and the static in the space in between? I'm putting it down, I'm letting it go. We died between messages, right in the gap, lost in the middle of a digital trap. No final goodbye and no see you around, just the weight of the phone and a heart on the ground. The signal is dead and the screen is a blur. We died in the silence of the way that we We were inches apart in the hallway light, but the miles between us grew heavy tonight. I could see the goodbye in the curve of your breath, slow motion dance with a beautiful death. Your hands were on mine, but your soul was already gone, just waiting for shadows to turn into dawn. Turned to glass between your lips and mine. We ran out of rhythm, we ran out of time. I was reaching for something that wasn't quite there, just catching the cold in the middle of the air. We ended before the last kiss. The space in the middle is all that I'll miss. The ghost of a touch that we didn't quite make, a promise we both were too tired to break. Yeah, the story was finished, the pages were thin. We ended before the goodbye could begin. Yeah, I reached stood by the window and watched you across the room. You were lost in the rhythm, lost in the heavy bloom of the laughter and the lights and the people in the hall. I was leaning my weight against the cold white wall. I checked my phone and I looked at the time, waiting for a reason, waiting for a sign. But your eyes never wandered, they never searched for mine. You were doing just fine. I picked up my coat from the back of the chair, the scent of the winter already in the air. I walked past the circle, I walked past the light, and stepped out the front door and into the night. You didn't notice me go, you didn't feel the shift the moment the anchor began to slowly drift. I was standing right there, then I was out in the street, and you didn't miss a single ribbon need beat. The space where I stood is a hole in the air, but you're still dancing like I'm already there. No, you didn't notice me go. I'm halfway home and the heater's on low, watching the street lights put on a show. I keep waiting for the ring, waiting for the buzz, to see if you realize what the absence does. But the screen is still black and the signal is still against the steady pressure of my own broken will. You're still in the middle of the noise and the crowd, while the silence in my car is getting way too loud. It's the quietest heartbreak, the loneliest thing, to realize that you don't even notice a thing. Not the open door, not the empty space, not the missing lines of my tired face. I could be a ghost, and you never even know. You didn't notice me go, you didn't feel shift the moment the anchor began to slowly drift. I was standing right there, then I was out in the street, and you didn't miss a single ribbon need beat. The space where I stood is a hole in the air, but you're still dancing like I'm already there. No, you didn't notice me go. Unseen, unmissed, like I never even did exist. Still dancing, still out, just a shadow in the crowd. Oh. You remembered every birthday, every favorite song. You remembered how to tell me when the world was going wrong. You remembered how to hold me when the sky was turning black, and you always knew the rhythm of the road that led us back. The details were all perfect, every promise was in line. You kept a mental ledger of the way you would be mine. You checked every box, you hit every mark. You kept a steady hand inside the middle of the dark. But looking at the hallway and the empty open door, I see the one essential thing you couldn't account for. You forgot to stay, you forgot the core. You did everything right till you headed for the door. You remember the flowers and the words you had to say, but when the weight got heavy you forgot to stay. Yeah, the list was complete, but the heart was away. Because in the end you forgot to stay. I'm looking kitchen drawer, organized and tidy, like you're settling a score. You remember to be kind and you remember to be fair, but you didn't see the value of just simply being there. It's a masterclass in leaving. It's a perfect clean retreat, leaving me with nothing but the silence on the street. 1,000 little memories don't make a solid wall. They're just a pile of pictures if there's no one there at all. I don't need the grand gestures or the things you had to do. I just needed the presence and the solid part of you. But you were already gone while you were standing in the light. You forgot to stay, you forgot the core. You did everything right till you headed for the door. You remembered the flowers and the words you had to say, but when the weight got heavy, you forgot to stay. Yeah, the list was complete, but the heart was away, because in the end, you forgot to stay. Perfect memory, empty chair, just the smell of winter in the middle of the air. You remembered it all, but you forgot to stay. Silence. I had the blueprint spread across the kitchen floor. I had the nameplate ready for the front of the door. I saw the Sundays in the park, the winters by the light. I had the map of every morning, every quiet night. You were the someday that I carried in my chest, the answer to the questions and the ending of the quest. It was so vivid I could almost feel the weight of a future that was standing at the edge of the gate. But the vision started blurring, the colors started to run, leaving me with nothing but the setting of the sun. You were my almost life, the one I didn't get to leave, the garden that was beautiful but never grew from seed. I lived 1,000 years with you inside of my mind, leaving the reality a million miles behind, a parallel existence that was never meant to be. You were my almost life, and now you're just a memory. I see the person that I would have been with you, the one who was steady, the one who was true. I look at my hands and I see the empty space where I used to hold the image of your smiling face. It's a morning for a person who never was born, a quiet kind of hollow, a quiet kind of torn. It's harder to lose a dream than it is to lose a friend, because a dream doesn't have a middle or an end. It just lingers in the hallway like a shadow on a wall, reminding me of everything I didn't have it all. I'm folding up the blueprint, I'm putting away the lies. You were my almost life, the one I didn't get to leave, the garden that was beautiful but never grew from seed. I lived 1,000 years with you inside of my mind, leaving the reality a million miles behind, a paradise almost mine. I was looking at the map, looking at the blue. Anything to keep me from looking back at you. I felt the magnetic pull of the life we used to own. But I'd rather be a wanderer, I'd rather be alone. The review is a sanctuary, the highway is a friend. A long black ribbon leading to the end. I didn't choose another heart, didn't choose another spark. I just chose the open space in the middle of the dark. The gravity was heavy, the oxygen was low, and I realized the only way to live was just to go. I'm trading in the comfort for the rhythm of the road, leaving every single thing I think I'm being owed. I chose distance over you, I chose the miles and the state, I chose the cold and open air over a heavy fate. I put 1,000 zip codes between the me and the us, leaving all the memories to settle in the dust. It's not a change of heart, it's just a change of view. Yeah, I chose distance over you. I'm checking into motels where nobody knows my name, where I don't have to play the part or answer for the blame. I'm breathing in the gasoline, breathing in the rain, finding the perspective in the middle of the pain. Every city limit sign is a weight off of my chest. A little more silence, a little more rest. I'm stretching out the silence till it's all I can hear. They say you cannot run the ghost of what you've done, but you can surely find a place away from everyone. I'm looking for the horizon where the sky and water meet, leaving the bitter echoes on that quiet, lonely street. I'm moving fast, I'm moving far. I chose distance over you, I chose the miles and the state, I chose the cold and open air over a heavy fate. I put 1,000 zip codes between the me and the us, leaving all the memories to settle in the dust. It's not a change of heart, it's just a change of view. Yeah, I chose distance over you. I chose distance over you. Gas station lights, midnight air, finding myself by being nowhere. One more mile, one more day, I'm already far away. I used to think a goodbye had to be a storm, a crash of the thunder, a break in the form. I thought I had to scream just to make you hear the weight of the sorrow and the salt of the fear. But I'm standing in the hallway with my hand on the metal, watching the dust in the air slowly settle. No dramatic exit, no theatrical display. I'm just melting like the shadows at the end of the day. I found a new rhythm, I found a new pace, taking the lines right off of my face. I learned to leave softly, I learned to go light like a bird in the garden, taking wing in the night. No heavy footsteps, no slamming of wood. I'm finally doing what I never thought I could, without the fire, without the display. I learned to leave softly and just walk away. I left the heavy feelings in the bottom of the drawer. I don't need to carry that weight anymore. The silence is a blanket, the quiet is a friend, a gentle way to handle the reach of the end. I'm breathing in the coolness of the midnight air, without the burden of a single despair. It's not about the anger, it's not about the pride, it's about the peace I'm keeping deep down inside. I'm turning the page with a hand that is steady, knowing in my spirit that I'm finally ready. The world is so wide and the sky is so blue. I learned to leave softly, I learned to go light like a bird in the garden, taking wing in the night. No heavy footsteps, no slamming of wood. I'm finally doing what I never thought I could, without the fire, without the display. I learned to leave softly and just walk away. Just a whisper, just a breath, leaving the winter and the seasonal death. Softly now, softly gone. I stepped around the patch of light where the hallway meets the door. I didn't want to wake the ghost of who we were before. I packed the things that wouldn't rattle, the sweaters and the books. I avoided every mirror and the way the hallway looks. I left quietly on purpose, because a scream would take too long. I didn't want to hear you ask exactly where we both went wrong. No heavy heels across the wood, no slamming of the frame. I let the silence keep the peace and took away my name. The kitchen clock is ticking slow against the winter air. I thought about a handwritten note, but the ink would just sit there. And you don't need another scar or a reason to stay away. So I walked out through the garden gate for both our spirits' sake. If I had stayed to say goodbye, the stay would win again. I'd drown inside the one more night and wonder where and when. But the fire's down to ashes now, the embers lost their glow. The kindest thing that I could do was let the handles go. I left quietly on purpose, because a scream would take too long. I didn't want to hear you ask exactly where we both went wrong. No heavy heels across the wood, no slamming of the frame. I let the silence guide me home. The porch light's been burning for 1,000 nights, watching the street for the flicker of your lights. I used to jump every time the floorboards creaked, thinking it was the reunion that I sought and seek. But the dinner's gone cold and the wine's turned to dust, and the iron in the garden has started to rust. I realized today that I'm tired of the door. I don't wanna be the one who's waiting anymore. I was a statue, I was a stone, waiting for a presence in a house built of bone. But the air is too sweet and the world is too wide to keep all this life locked up deep down inside. I stopped waiting for you, I'm moving on now. I'm taking the stage, I'm taking the bow. I didn't leave a map and I didn't leave a sign. I'm taking back the hours that used to be mine. The clock started ticking the moment I knew that I stopped waiting for you. I changed the locks and I painted the walls. I'm dancing alone in the middle of the halls. I used to check the screen every minute of the day, waiting for a word that you never even say. Now the notifications are silent and still, and I'm climbing the summit of a different hill. I'm breathing in deep and I'm finding my pace without the reflection of your distant face. It wasn't a snap, it was a slow, steady drift, until the whole weight began to finally shift. I'm not angry, I'm not bitter, I'm just finally free from the version of us that was killing the me. I'm stepping out the circle, I'm walking in the sun. I stopped waiting for you, I'm moving on now. I'm taking the stage, I'm taking the bow. I didn't leave a map and I didn't leave a sign. I'm taking back the hours that used to be mine. The clock started ticking the moment I knew that I stopped waiting. No more watching, no more stalls. I'm hearing the sound of a different call. The chair is empty, the light is off. I stopped waiting. Stop waiting till you. We were in the middle of a sentence, middle of a breath, living in the space between the life and the death. You were reaching for my hand, looking for a plea, but something shifted deep in the center of me. I didn't wait for the period, didn't wait for the end. I didn't stay to watch the way the metal would bend. The rhythm was still going, the pulse was still high. When I turned my back on the hello and goodbye, the air was still warm from the words you just said, but the fire was already cold in my head. A clean break, a sharp cut, the snap of the wire. stepping out the circle while it's still full of fire. I walked away mid-heartbeat, didn't let it finish, didn't stay to watch the feeling start to diminish. I left you in the echo of a half-spoken line, taking back the moments that were destined to be mine. No slow fade, no long drawn-out retreat. I walked away mid-heartbeat. The world stayed in motion while I stood perfectly still, a momentary fracture in the strength of my will. But then I felt the freedom of the unfinished scene, leaving all the static and the space in between. I'm a ghost, no, I'm a shadow moving fast through the door, while the beat is still thumping on the hollowed out floor. I didn't give you the satisfaction of the final note. It's the shock of the silence when the music just stops, the heavy realization as the temperature drops. I left you holding the rhythm, I left you holding the air, while I'm already gone, I'm already there, in a different city with a different life. I walked away mid-heartbeat, didn't let it finish, didn't stay to watch the feeling start to diminish. I left you in the echo of a half-spoken line, taking back the moments that were destined to be mine. No slow fade, no long drawn-out retreat. I walked away mid-heartbeat. Unfinished, untethered, leaving the storm before it was weathered. One beat, then I'm already gone. I didn't wait for the healing to begin. I didn't wait for the thick to turn to thin. I pulled the shards of us right out of my chest and put the heavy questions to a final rest. I looked at you through a curtain of the rain, while every single note was screaming out in pain. I didn't have the strength, but I had the will to step out of the doorway and over the sill. My knees were shaking and my breath was coming fast. I was a walking memory of a life that couldn't last. I was falling apart with every step I took, without a single word or a final backward look. I walked away still breaking, I didn't wait for the mend. I carried all the pieces of the beginning and the end. The cracks were open wide and the light was leaking through, but I was already gone, already far from you. It wasn't a clean break, it wasn't a graceful flight. I just walked away, still breaking into the night. I'm sitting in the station with the glass against my head, replaying all the bitter things that either of us said. I'm held together by a thread and a prayer, watching all the static in the cold city air. I'm a mosaic of a person, a puzzle on the floor, trying to remember what I was looking for. But at least I'm moving, at least I'm on the run, away from the damage that we've already done. They say you have to be whole before you can leave, but I'm learning how to breathe while I'm starting to grieve. The fracture is the exit, the wound but moving. I was looking for a window in a room with no air, trapped in the silence of a life that wasn't there. Then you opened up the hallway, you held back the dark. I followed the glow of a single flickering spark. I didn't pack a bag, I didn't say a word. I left the only world that I had ever heard. They say that love is a house where you stay, but for me it was the road going the other way. I was running from the ghosts, running from the gray, and you were the light that led me away. Loving you was the exit, the way I escaped from the cold. I didn't look back at the bridges I burned or the stories that I had been told. Now the doors click shut and the key has been turned. I'm in a new world from the lessons I've learned. Your loving you was the exit, the only way I could get out. Now I'm standing in a place I don't quite recognize, looking at the reflection deep inside your eyes. The safety I found was a beautiful trade for the person I was and the mistakes I had made. It's quiet out here, the air is so blue. Everything I was is buried in you. Sometimes a rescue is just a disguise for a storm that is waiting to rise. I walked through the fire to get to your side and lost every part of me deep in the tide. I'm out of the maze, but I'm lost in the space. I can't find the path back to that old place. And loving you was the exit, loving you was the exit, the way I escaped from the cold. I didn't look back at the bridges I burned or the stories that I had been told. Now the doors click shut and the key has been turned. I'm in a new world from the lessons I've learned. Your loving you was the exit, the only way I could get out. Ooh, the exit sign is fading now. I'm finally outside. No way back, no way back, no way back. Loving you was the only way out. I held it together while I stood in the hall. I didn't let a single drop begin to fall. I walked past the places where we used to be, while the city lights blurred in a silver sea. I kept my head high till I reached the street, with the cold gray pavement beneath my feet. The air is biting and the sky is deep blue. Every block is a mile further away from you. I'm taking the alleys, I'm taking the turns, watching the bridge as it slowly burns. My tears breaking in the bend inside of me. By the time I reached the bottom of the stair, the flood was more than I could ever bear. Yeah, my tears took the long way home. I sat on the bench by the old iron gate, thinking about how we left it to fate. The wind is a whisper against my skin, letting the heavy sorrow sink in. I took the detour, I took the slow path, trying to outrun the aftermath. If I let them go when I said goodbye, I would have drowned under that porch sky. So I saved the salt and I saved the sting until I was far from everything. Now the storm is breaking, now the dam is down, in a quiet room in a silent town. My tears took the long way home tonight, avoiding the glow of every street light. They didn't wanna fall while you could still see the breaking in the bend inside of me. By the time I reached the bottom of the stair, the flood was more than I could ever bear. Yeah, my tears took the long way home. The door is locked, the night is still, finally letting the ocean spill. The long way home, the long way. I took my time with the jacket and keys. I practically brought the moment to its knees. I hovered by the doorway, looking for a sign, a single word to break the tension of the line. I gave you every second, gave you every beat, waiting for the don't go to make the room complete. You just sat there, staring at the floor, while I was holding on to the handle of the door. The service was an invitation, a wide open gate. You let the vacuum pull me into a different state. I was begging for a reason, begging for a way, but you just let the pendulum settle in good fate. You didn't stop me, you didn't even try, you didn't offer up a reason or a lie. I was halfway out the shadow, looking for a hand, but you just let me drift away from the layout of the land. One word could have saved us, one look could have won, and you watched me walk away until the work was done. Oh, no, you didn't stop me. I walked slow down the driveway, checking the gas, waiting for the pulse out of the shadow to pass. I counted every footstep, I lingered by the car, wishing wishing for a miracle, wishing for a star, where the house stayed dark and the air stayed chill. A quiet validation of your own frozen will. It hurts more than the fight, it hurts more than the heat, to know that you were firm, the silence being sweet. Maybe you were tired, maybe you were through, maybe this was exactly what you wanted me to do. But I left a trail of breadcrumbs, I left a trail alive, and you just let them burn out. In the middle of the night, the easiest exit I ever had to make. You didn't stop me, you didn't even try. You didn't offer up a reason or a lie. I was halfway up the saddle, looking for a hand, but you just let me drift away from the layout of the land. One word could have saved us, one look could have won, but you watched me walk away until the work was done. No, you didn't stop me. I gave you the chance, I gave you the time to sustain on your side of the line. No hand on mine, no sound in the hall. You didn't stop me at all. The curtains are heavy, the windows are sealed. There's nothing left here that hasn't been revealed. I'm walking the hallway, I'm counting the tiles, thinking of all a long distance mile. The air is so thin and the shadows are long, like a singer who's forgotten the words to the song. I look for a reason to linger, nor to stay, but the colors are turning a permanent gray. The memory is fading like mist on the glass, watching the seasons and centuries pass. The ink dried on the page before I could write the words that would keep us from losing the light. I waited too long for the story to change. Now everything familiar is bitter and strange. Yeah, the ending was written, the chapters are through. The ink dried on the page and I'm losing you. I'm clearing the shelves of the books we once read, leaving the silence to sleep in the bed. The kettle is cold and the kitchen is dark, no sign of a flame and no sign of a spark. I'm taking my jacket, I'm taking my pride, and leaving the hollowed out feeling inside. It's not a tragedy, it's just a release. The moment the war finally turns into peace, we traded our voices for echoes and dust, and let the bright metal turn slowly to rust. The ink dried on the page before I could write the words that would keep us from losing the light. I waited too long for the story to change. Now everything familiar is bitter and strange. Yeah, the ending was written, the chapters are through. The ink dried on the page and I'm losing you. The book is closed, the light is gone. I'm stepping out into the dawn. Blank pages, blank space.